Good day, everybody. Thanks for checking out another Romines fitness video. Here I'm going to take you through what I'm calling a recreational warm-up. This will be a really good warm-up to do, for example, if you're going out to the park to play with your wife and kids, you know, something that isn't very rigorous, but you're still going to be running around a little bit. It's really important to warm up for stuff like that. So here, the first exercise I'm doing is Deadbugs. I like to start with these because they're a very foundational core exercise. Everything starts with the core, so I think that your warm-up ought to start with the core. And something that I like about Deadbugs is they're rehabilitative. They're used in a lot of rehabilitative settings, you know, to help with muscle imbalances that affect the hips, the neck, the spine. So these are really good to get your core engaged and get your core firing again. You know, if you live a sedentary lifestyle, then your core doesn't actually have to do that much because you're sitting down. So this is a good way to engage your core and really focus on control. Another thing, and this speaks to the value of warm-ups in general, is this is a great exercise to warm up your coordination and get the body primed to move mentally. So you see how I'm focusing on like getting my foot and my hand to touch the ground at the same time and then arrive back at 90 degrees at my body at the same time. So I'm getting my body moving together. So I'm not just warming up my muscles and I'm not just warming up my body, literally, I'm also warming up my mind to start moving in a coordinated way. And that mental preparation is just as important when it comes to injury prevention as the physiological preparation. You know, it's just as much about getting your mind warmed up and ready to move in a more coordinated manner. It's just as important to do that as it is to warm up your muscle so that there's, you know, a smaller chance that it snaps or something like that. They're both really important, so that's why I really insist on putting these coordination exercises in my warm-up. Okay, so I think I did 10 per side on the Deadbugs, and I'll do 10 per side on these. I don't have a great name for them, but I'll just call them Quadruped Arm Leg Raises. You call them whatever you want. I do these for the same reason as the Deadbugs, exact same reasons, but just for the back of the body, the posterior chain. And I would like to see me activating my glutes and hamstrings more to where my knee isn't bent. I would like to see my leg a little straighter, and I would like to see me holding the top of the movement a little longer. But other than that, pretty good. Here are some Russian twists. I'm prioritizing here, just like the same on the previous two exercises, you want to prioritize control. You're warming up your body to move in a controlled way, and you're getting a bit of a stretch. You know, take your muscles to the contractile range and get a bit of a stretch, but not too far because you're still warming up. So I'm doing some of these nice, slow, and controlled, keeping my core nice and tight. And then you'll see me start doing some a little faster just to get my body ready to start moving a little faster like I will be when I'm swinging a tennis racket. So I think I did 10 per side, slow and controlled, and then 10 per side, fast and controlled. And next, I get into simple bodyweight squats. I'll let you guess what I'm prioritizing here. That's right, control. I'm keeping my core. Listen, that starts with the core. So that, like the previous exercises, were core exercises, because doing something like a controlled squat starts with a controlled core. So the core is nice and warmed up. Now I can keep it nice and tight while I'm doing my squats. I'm taking them deep enough to get a nice little stretch, but nothing crazy. And then I add in some jumps for the same reason that I did some fast Russian twists. So I think here I do 10 slow and 10 with a jump. All right, and here I get into some lunge reach-backs. I think I just do 5 per side here. I would do more than that for a more rigorous warm-up, but for this recreational warm-up, 5's plenty. Because they really do pump a lot more blood into your legs, especially after those squats. They had a balance challenge, which is kind of tough. And I love how they just really open up your hip flexors and your lats, so they feel really good. And yeah, I highly recommend putting these in every single warm-up that you do because they're really valuable. So yeah, try to do these without letting your knee touch at the bottom, but it's okay if you do. Especially if that's what you have to do to keep your balance, because that's the biggest priority, keeping your balance and getting a pretty good stretch there at the top of them. Next, I get into some side lunges. I have really neglected exercises like this in the past, and so my mobility on exercises like this it's really tough, really challenging. So they don't look the smoothest, they don't look the best, so don't necessarily emulate how these look, but you definitely do want to throw these into your warm-ups because they're really important. As someone that struggles with these, something that helps me, other than of course prioritizing keeping my core tight the whole time, is thinking about weighting my foot into the ground, especially into the ball of my foot. And so once I start feeling my weight come off the balls of my feet, then I know I've gotten as deep as I can get. And I just try to hold that depth for a second or two. And, you know, on each consequential rep, I just see if I can get a little bit deeper while still maintaining my balance and my control. Next, I get into some high knees. I would like to see my knees getting a little higher, but notice how my head stays still. My body, you know, my chest stays up and stays pointing forward the whole time. That's because my core is nice and tight. And then I get into some tuck jumps. See, I was a little off balance on those initial ones. That's the important thing about warming up, is it just gets your body moving coordinated a little better. So I'm not moving as clumsy towards the end of these, and let me tell you, my heart rate is high. So that was my warm-up. I was nice and ready to hit some balls. I had a lot of fun. I knew I wasn't going to hurt myself. I was able to get a little more pop on the ball from the very beginning. So let me know how that warm-up works out for you. Add a couple exercises of your own in, and let me know what they are, and I'll see you guys next time.